These are the marked skateboard playing cards by riffleshuffle.com. The front of the tuck box says skateboard playing cards and riffleshuffle.com at the bottom. You'll see two skateboard wheels at the top, two skateboards at the bottom with a diamond, and then you'll actually see a spade pip made out of a skateboard. One side has Riffleshuffle ad copy, the other says skateboard playing cards. The bottom says second edition red and has some more ad copy, and the back is going to be very similar to the back design. The top says skateboard fine poker playing cards. The large inner tuck flap says do what you love and love what you do, and then you'll have two skulls in the small inner tuck flaps. This back design is extremely intricate and beautiful, and the longer you look at it, the more details you'll be able to pull out of it. This back design is done in red, white, and silver. You'll see a small gray outline around the edge of the border. It's a one-way design in two different places, and it is marked for both suit and value. In the next video that I drop here on the channel will be explaining how to read this back design, both for suit and value, and the one-way design. So if you're wanting to know how this deck is marked, make sure to subscribe to the channel because that'll be the next video posted. Now we're on to these number cards, which are beautiful. Here are the spades. They're going to have the same format as a normal deck of cards, so your layout is going to be the same, but your pips, numbers, and indices are all going to be reshaped. And this is what your diamonds are going to look like. All of them are going to be the same as spades when it comes to the layout. Then you have your clubs here, and if you scroll through, you'll have your hearts right here. Your three aces have been slightly enlarged, but not enough to make much of a difference. Now I've got some really fun court cards for these skateboard playing cards, and I am absolutely loving them. They're way more cartoonized than I was expecting them to be, but it's honestly a really fun vibe that fits the rest of the deck pretty well. And another fun thing is that at least one of each suit is hidden somewhere on each of the court cards. Like for this one, there's a heart on this one right here. I'm not going to tell you where all of them at because a couple of them can be really tricky to find, and if you want to go find them, go for it. Now you're on to your semi-duplicate jokers. Now you get two ad cards. The first one is going to help you with magic tricks, which is a double facer, and the other helps you learn a bunch of secrets. It has a link right underneath where my finger is to show you a bunch of secrets about this deck. And from a design aspect, your last but not least, skateboard playing cards. Ace of Spades. Now let's check to see how well this deck can handle. Some decks handle well, some decks don't, and from a Faro shuffle standpoint, from bottom to top, that was so easy. Now we can check and see if it Faros well from top to bottom, because depending on how it cuts, oh my gosh. Clearly this one works great both ways. Now when it comes to the stock finish and feel of this deck of playing cards, the finish is going to be amazing. It glides beautifully. The finish is just what the coating is on the cards to make sure that they can glide and do all the different fans and flourishes that you need to be able to do. So one hand fans, full fans, probably Faro fans, all of the above, gonna work absolutely amazing. So the finish you don't have to worry about whatsoever. Let me just show you what a Faro fan is, but all in all, that's not something that you're gonna have to worry about. So clearly that works amazing. When it comes to the stock, it is going to be middle of the line stock, just your classic stock. It's not gonna be super thick or thin. It's gonna be pretty well middle of the line along with a lot of the deck when it comes to the handling of it. And then when it comes to the feeling of this deck, there's some decks that are more snappy that work better for moves like Backdrop, which is this one here, or ATM, which is this. So some decks are more suited for moves like this because they're a little less malleable. So when you have a less malleable deck, moves that more pop, that's going to be more of a snappy deck. Then they're Under Pressure and the Card Spring are more moves for buttery decks. So right there is a Card Spring, and Under Pressure is this move here. These are more moves for more malleable cards. As you can see, that is beautiful as well. So clearly this deck has a good amount of malleability, but also it's really a good middle ground, so you can really do just about any move with this deck of playing cards. And if you are wanting to pick them up, I'll link a link to them down in the description below, and make sure to subscribe because next week I'll be talking about how this deck is marked. And if you like marked decks, you could definitely check out the playlist right here. That way you can check out all of the different marked decks that I've reviewed. Or if you just want to pick them up, you can click right there. Catch you guys in the next video. This is CPM, signing off.